action. Why did you decide to shift to action?
Because at that time, it was, well, I mean, for any boy growing up, it's like the coolest thing. You get to, you get to do action scenes and stunts and use guns and martial arts and stuff like that. And yun nga, kahit nung time na yan dito, mga iniidolo natin, Fernando Po Jr., Rudy Fernandez, sa Hollywood naman nun, Sylvester Stallone, yung mga ganon. So it seemed so much fun to do action movies. So I was very fortunate enough that Seiko Films, Mr. Robitan gave me a break when I was 15. I did a movie called Alias Babyface. And surprisingly, it did well. And then after that, nasundan, and then I ended up doing, I think, around 23, 24 action movies.
Madami.
Yun, na-enjoy ko din yung period na yun in my life.
Ayan, Robert, action yan. Action ang pinag-uusapan. May question ka, Robert?
Actually, ang question ko sa kanya yung tungkol sa ang dami niyang kung action at action lang, marami siyang pinag-actionan, hindi lang sa pelikula, no? Sinabi nga, ano ba, gusto kong isa-isahin no? Artista. At di lang artista, versatile ka, nag-action, romance, comedy. Ano ba yun? Skydiving? Pilot? Ano ba nga?
Paragliding.
Engineer?
Scuba diving. Paletsyon!
Ano ba hindi ko nababanggit?
Ang hindi ko ginagawa, kanina tinatanong nyo, sumayaw. Hindi ako marunong sumayaw.
Saka tawag dito, nag-ano ka pa, motorcycle doon, nasa team ka ng Shell, Yamaha yata dati.
Yes, so, yes. I just love the outdoors talaga, especially, lalo na pag nakakabiyahe ka sa ibang bansa, hindi ba? Parang doon ko lalong na-appreciate kung gaano kaganda yung bansa natin. We have the perfect weather. I mean, even on Christmas Eve, you can go to a beach and go swimming. Imagine. That's crazy. In other countries, that's you have to wait for summer to do fishing or sailing or certain activities. But here, we can do it 365 days a year. And it's just a matter of, for example, fishing. It's just a matter of going sa fishing spots. Sometimes it's certain month it's Batangas, another month it's Zambales, another month is Cagayan Valley, and it's nangihinayang ako sa mga hindi pa nag-explore ng Pilipinas kasi napakaganda talaga ng bansa natin in terms of yung klima natin and the terrain. Meron tayong mga bundok, meron tayong dagat, napakadami nating beach na magaganda, ng mga isla. So, yun lang po yung sa akin gusto ko talaga enjoy ang Pilipinas.
Pwede pa lang maging ambassador ng tourism natin.
Oh, I'd be honored to be one because I'm really a fan of what we have, our terrain, our natural lahat nung nasa Pilipinas.
Anong pinaka-dangerous sports na experience mo?
Bakit bang hilig-hilig mo sa danger?
Oo. Let's go on. Thank you.
Kasama yata talaga yan sa sa adventure. For example, nakapag-scuba na ako with sharks.
Wow.
Where?
Without a cage in Batangas. There's a place called Blue Hole. It's you go mga 30 feet. Pagdating mo sa 30 feet, merong butas doon na parang 1 meter ang diameter. And then you go inside and then you end up nasa mga 90 feet inside the dome shape and then doon nakatira yung sharks. And it's really, really nice. Ang ganda talaga. Pero, yun nga, parang nakakatakot. Pero at the same time, nakakalimutan mo yung takot sa sobrang ganda. Pag nakita mo na yung shark na nandyan lang siya, tapos andyan ka, nagtitinginan kayo, parang alam mong kayang-kaya kanyang kunin. Pero at the same time, wala lang. Na-appreciate ko lang yung ganun.
Hindi ba sila nag-a-attack ng mga tao?
Oo.
They're very territorial, pero pag nagsuskuba ka tapos medyo iniikutan ka, uy, lechon ulit, oh.
Oo nga, forever. Forever. Salamat. Paletsyon. Ang dami mong paletsyon. Thank you. Meron din kanina, Miss Communiverse. Ayan, Ian, no? Ang mga paletsyon para sa'yo.
Oh.
Yan. So they don't attack. They don't really attack as long as you're like quiet and parang they don't sense any danger from you, okay lang.
Yes, we're lucky in the Philippines. We still don't have yung great white, which is found in Australia. So here we have hammerhead, we have tiger sharks, we have bull sharks. Pero yun nga, iikutan ka naman muna nila kasi takot din sila sa'yo, hindi nila alam kung ano ka eh. Minsan babanggain ka muna, titignan nila kung
malambot. So, Robert, kaya mo yan, Robert. Marunong kang lumangoy, Robert.
Oo naman, sa children's pool.
Inflatable, sa inflatable.
Oo, meron kami doon.
Yan, isa sa mga isa yan sa mga frustrations ko, hindi ako natutong lumangoy.
May experience ka kasi. Gusto mo
surrounded pa kami ng dagat, Oriental Mindoro, ang daming dagat, pero hindi kami pinayagan ng tatay namin na lumabas. Ayun.
Strict ang parents.
Strict ang parents.
Yeah.
Yung 4 feet deep na po lang ang safe para sa akin.
Yung adrenaline rush, nahanap mo ba talaga yan, Ian? Yan ba? Sa showbiz ba, meron kang na-feel adrenaline rush na ganyan?
Iba naman. Katulad yun, yung pag-adrenaline rush sa outdoors ko nahanap. Pero, for example, ang isang mga pinaka-nakakatakot na gawin para sa akin, lalo na the first few times, was singing in front of other people. Really, to me, it was scarier than skydiving. And really, so, yun, pero once siguro na naramdaman mo yung vibe ng audience and nag-enjoy naman sila, and siguro it takes me mga 2 songs bago ko makita na they're okay naman and they're having fun, and then it gives you the confidence, of course, na to just tuloy-tuloy lang.
May OST nga yung yung Love to Last mo eh. O, di ba? Ang ganda ng mga pakanta mo na.
Napanood kita sa Apollo, kayo ni Daniel.
Kami ni DJ.
Yes.
We've been very close ever since Pangako Sa'yo.
Oo nga, parang ikaw ang tatay niya both on screen and balita ko even off screen. Meron kayong close relationship.
Yes, we're like best friends and brothers and father and son all in one.
Magkasama ba kayo sa adventure or?
Well, ako nagturo magmotor sa kanya, pero pinapagalitan ako ng mami niya. So,
adventure seeker din si Daniel eh. Adventure seeker din yung batang yun eh.
Yes, hilig din siya sa adventure. Pero yun nga, just pinapaalalahan ako naman lagi siya to do things safely.
Yeah. So anong best advice ang nabigay mo so far kay Daniel as far as his career is concerned?
Wag makakabuntis.
Palag doon, tamang-tama, ni forever. May nagpa-leksyon ka agad. Wow. Why are you giving that advice? You got married at a young age. You were only 22.
Yes, but I got married before I got my wife pregnant. So
tama yung proseso mo.
Yes.
Anong sabi ng parents mo? Because, you were at the threshold or, of talagang full stardom and then you fell in love and got married. How did your family react?
Well, my parents are very supportive of us, and they never treat us like children. Na parang yun nga, they treat us as adults. So when I told them that actually hindi ako nagpaalam eh. I just told them that I'm going to get married next year. And
wow, ganun ka kasigurado ha?
Ganun ako ka-sure. Kasi before I met my wife, talaga hindi ko ma-imagine sarili ko waking up and being with the same person every single day. Parang hindi ko ma-imagine talaga. But when I met her, I go, ito na yun. And then, so I told my parents, and my dad gave me really good advice. He said, if you decide to love someone, love that person 100%, and don't hold back. And I think that's really good advice for anyone.
Galing, pwede ka talagang role model. Maswerte rin si Daniel na meron siyang role model in you.
sana, pero minsan minsan na pagsasabihan din niya ako kasi parang yung pagka 9-year-old ko sa kakulitan minsan, so napapagalitan din naman niya ako.
Childlike kasi itong si Ian.
Ganda.
Forever young.
Yeah, yung nga sabi nung anak ko, sabihin ko daw na talagang hindi ka tumatanda, no? Parang you're a Peter Pan, no? Itsura sa puso, you are a child at heart.
Sana, thank you.
Bago natin
Of course, Ian, another facet of Ian is he's a painter like his father.
Oo nga your dad is...
Lechon na naman ni Cordapia. Uy, sino si Cordapia nagpadala ng lechon? Thank you.
Tsaka habang nandito, pasalamatan natin dito si Stanley, nagbigay ng Communiverse.
Ayan.
Big Gangster, Way Spirit, si Lechon, si Mini-Me 26 Forever, nagbigay ng lechon. Ayan, ayan po.
So, ilang taon ka? Siyempre, I mean, your father when you were young was always painting, so you got exposed, siyempre, to the arts at a very young age. So how young were you when you started painting?
As far back as I can remember, kasi yun yung way ng dad ko. Pag makulit ako, he'd give me an empty canvas and give me some paint. Yeah. And then when he would paint, I would paint beside him. And yun, kaya maaga na expose. And then pag may mga exhibits yung mga kaibigan niya, laging kaming nag-a-attend, syempre. And yun, so I made sure na yung kids ko din ma-expose ko whenever we travel. We go to museums and galleries and expose them to art. That's why they enjoy it also.
May nagmana ba sa mga anak mo? Anyone following the footsteps of your father?
My daughter, si Dids, is like a mini version of me. Okay. And she loves music, she loves painting, she loves art, and yun. Sobrang lahat ng activities ginagawa niya. Hilig siya sa extreme sports and everything. She's daddy's girl.
Yes. Oo. Idol ka talaga. It is. Oo.
Alin dyan na nagbibigay?
Sorry. Go. Go, Robert.
So, dinami-dami ng interests mo, no? So, kunyari hindi ka naging artista, ano doon talaga nagbibigay sa'yo ng happiness? Ano yung another career na nakita mo yung sarili mo talaga full time?
You know, I've been thinking about the past couple of years and I realized that yun nga kasi dati pag sinabing jack of all trades, master of none. And then I realized yung saying pala na yun, may kadugtong. Jack of all trades, master of none is better than being a master of one. So sabi ko, okay. Tapos, I realized that all my life I've been just looking constantly for excuses to be creative. It doesn't really matter. I'm not into, I love motorcycles, for example, but I'm not really into that. I love painting, but I'm not just into that, and music and acting and all these things. It's like, I feel like a student of life lang talaga. Maybe I won't be a master of anything, and kasi nga it takes time and so much effort for one thing if you focus on one thing. But I really enjoy experimenting with different aspects of art and different exploring. For example, as an actor, I'm so lucky to have the chance to explore different aspects of myself, different personalities I have inside. Kasi nga, sa trabaho natin, maswerteng nagagawa yun. And then, yun, nag-enjoy lang ako experimenting and learning and learning and learning. It can be about anything. Sometimes there are months that I'm so much into psychology, months I'm so much into philosophy, or meditation, or sports, or physics, or anything. I find it's just interesting. Ang dali-daling makatch ng attention ko. That's
you have an infinite appetite for life. Saka, you enjoy the journey, not necessarily to become the master of the trade, pero yung journey to learning it.
Exactly. It's like when I travel also, ganun nga, ayoko ng may itinerary, dapat dito, ganitong nangyayari. Ayokong alam ko yung nangyayari. I wanna go there and get lost. And find my way back.
Magandang advice sa mga kapwa natin pogi, no? Dapat hindi sila content. Sa magiging pogi lang. Kasi
paletsyon dyan, paletsyon. Pogi, Tito Robert. O ayan. Diba? May nagpaletsyon ka agad. Thank you. Oo. How about your taste in food? How about your taste in food? Ian, what's your taste in food?
You know, I took up culinary under Chef Jean Gonzalez.
Okay, nag-culinary ka rin. Grabe ka naman, pinasok mo na lahat. Oh.
And then, tapos dati, na-intimidate ako sa baking. Kasi gusto ko, I took the course for the hot kitchen. And then, eventually, na-enjoy ko pala yung baking. Kasi, yun nga, magkaiba sila. Parang, yung hot kitchen is pwede mo i-rescue. Pag nagkamali ka ng konti, pwede mo habulin. Pero sa baking, it's more a science na pag meron kang na-miss out na isa, wala, tatapo mo lahat. You have to, diba, ulitin mo lahat. So,
Ian, may nagsabi dito si Belay, ang favorite mo daw, kare-kare. Totoo?
Yes, that's true. Kare-kare. And sa dessert naman, favorite ko, leche flan.
Leche flan. Marunong ka rin magluto ng kare-kare.
Hindi masyado, kaya nga favorite ko yun.
Kain mo lang.
Hyperactive ka ba? I mean, hindi ka makontentong relax lang, resting?
Well, depends on the situation. For example, like, mahilig ako lagi lumalabas. I mean, yun nga, magmomotor or pupunta sa malayo, sasakay ng bangka para mag-fishing or para, I mean, kahit na walang purpose, na-enjoy ko yung outdoors talaga. Pero, katulad ito ng lockdown, because of the pandemic, I had to change my mindset and really enjoy being at home. So I had, and there's so many things naman that I owe myself so many books to read, for example, na sabi ko, ito na yung chance ko to catch up on my reading. And movies, so many movies that I've been wanting to watch. And piano, the guitar, and you know,
you're learning to play a new musical instrument. I saw a post.
Saxophone.
A saxophone. Yeah.
Kasi sa taping namin, mahirap siya. Oh. Sa akin kasi, my fingers are okay because with the piano and the guitar. Pero it's the blowing part. And then, si Tito Ariel Oreta, who plays my father in Oh My Dad, he brought a sax. And I said I wanted to try it, and I enjoyed it. Now I'm planning to buy one for myself.
Grabe, wow. That's why you're eternally young kasi you have a very curious mind and you continuously want to learn.
That's really inspiring kasi that's how you enjoy the best of life, di ba? Marami kang gagawin, meron ka talagang insatiable appetite for new things.
And there's so
hindi ka takot. You're fearless, Ian. You are fearless.
Because I think I'm not afraid of failing.
Ayan, ganda.
Diba, yun nga, pero pag ang mindset mo, it's like, I have to be the champion of this. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be afraid. Pero if you're just enjoying it, like sports, I've enjoyed so many sports in my life. There was a time I was so much into tennis. There was a time I was so much into golf. And then, pero not to be a world-class competitor, but just to enjoy the sports. And at least nakikita ko kung anong nakikita nila doon. And then it's like always a question of, okay, for example, I get into a certain sport. And then I see that, I think I can be good at this. But am I willing to sacrifice all other things in my life to do this every single day for the next 5 years or so? And the answer always is no. I enjoy so many things. So yun nga, when you choose one sport kasi or one activity, yun na yun di ba? You have to sacrifice others. And I've never been willing to sacrifice painting. I've never been willing to sacrifice music. and sailing and outdoor stuff and fishing and all these things. So tanggap ko na that I will never be a master of anything, but I'll always be a student of it.
Pero
Parang ang saya-saya ng buhay mo.
Oo nga, masaya, makulay. At magandang lesson yung sinabi mo, na pag meron tayong fear of failure, we cannot achieve anything eh. It will be a major block sa mga pursuits natin. So, maganda yan, magandang inspiration. Ngayon, sa lahat ng marami ka nang ginawa, what na-try sa buhay, nahanap mo na ba o naisip mo na ba what it will really make you happy? Gives you, what is the thing that gives you genuine happiness?
I think, I think happiness is overrated. I'm not going for happiness. I'm going for meaningfulness.
Wow, ganda yan.
And sometimes
Pulang kabayo kaagad dahil sa meaningfulness mo from Purdapia. Purdapia has been sending lechon and kabayo.
What's the pulang kabayo?
Ilang points yung pulang kabayo? Titingnan natin. 1,000. Yan. 1,000 points.
Oh, there's another one.
Si Carrie din. Carrie has been sending lechon. Yeah. Thank you, Carrie.
Ian, please, can you elaborate on meaningfulness versus happiness?
Happiness to me is like sugar rush. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes for no reason at all. Sometimes you're sad for no reason at all. It doesn't matter if what you're doing is meaningful to you. If you spend time with meaningful people, you're just there, you're steady, and it's not like a pendulum that goes happy, sad. It's I think it's hard to sustain happiness without doing something meaningful to you, and that's a very personal thing. What you find meaningful might not be meaningful to others and stuff like that. So I tend to go do those things. For example, in terms of projects, I do projects that are meaningful to me. If I read the script and, ang ganda nito, I'd like to play this character. I never tried this, or I've never tried this genre, or it becomes meaningful. And then, yun yung nagpapasaya, sa tingin ko, yun yung nagpapasaya sa akin.
Galing, dahil mong wisdom na nasi-share at a very young...
Yan, mga natutunan ko kay Ma'am Charo, yung mga bagay.
Pagkausap ko si Ma'am Charo, marami ang talagang...
Ay, oo. Pag nagkwentuhan kami, pag naalala ko, last time we had dinner with Tita Malu also, parang bitin sa akin yung 3-4 hours na kwentuhan.
Ang daming pwedeng pag-usapan. You mentioned earlier that you're also into reading. What kind of books do you read, Ian? Lalo na ngayon.
Now I'm reading, there's this really brilliant psychiatrist from the University of Toronto. His name is Dr. Jordan Peterson. And I've been they have this personality tests that tests your openness to experience. It tests your conscientiousness, your extroversion, your agreeableness, your neuroticism, and stuff like that. And I find it interesting because I might be able to use it for as an actor.
Yeah.
So it's like plotting out stuff like that. And also autobiography of a yogi. It's meditation and ang galing. And I love books by Alan Watts, Zen Buddhism, the Dalai Lama, The Art of Happiness from Dalai Lama. What else?
Sa mga libro na na pumapasok sa ating katauhan, di ba? It speaks about our soul.
Yes, exactly.
Our psyche. And what is your archetype?
Now?
Hindi, ikaw sa mga readings mo dito sa readings mo on the human mind and psychiatry.
Well, of course, the aim is to find the hero within, but at different stages in our lives, diba? Sometimes we're we're the victim, sometimes we're the trickster, sometimes we're the shadow.
Yes.
But I think it's okay to go through all and know those types, those archetypes. Para it's easier to manage.
Outside of your father, who is your male hero?
Outside of my father, marami. The late Direk Peque Galiaga. I was very close to him, and I learned so much from him as an actor and as a human being. I think he had a brilliant mind. And sino pa ba mga... meron akong tito who died mga 2 years ago. He's my ninong. And as a kid, I would see him riding Harley Davidson, and he was so cool and like that. So I think that's what stuck in me. That's why he's a pilot also, and he was into martial arts and all the stuff na as a boy, pag nakita mo yung parang when I grow up, I wanna have my own bike and be like that, and I wanna be a tough guy like that. Yung ganon. So marami akong naging heroes at different stages in my life, I think.
Who is your favorite movie character?
My favorite movie character? That's hard. That's so hard.
Top 3. The first 3 na lang. The first 3 that comes into your mind.
Michael Corleone.
Of The Godfather. Yeah.
Godfather, Al Pacino.
Yes.
Robert De Niro in Cape Fear. When he was like a psycho.
Nakakatakot yun. One of my favorites.
Yeah, I can imagine me indulging in my shadow being like that.
Yes.
Nakakatakot na personality. And also, sino ba sa movies? Have you seen Empire of the Sun?
Yes.
Naalala ko
na matandaan masyado yung details, but yeah, I've seen it.
It was played by Christian Bale, and he's around the same age as I am. And as an actor, when I saw that movie, I was like, this guy is really, really, really good. And parang, so mula nun fan na ako, bata pa lang si Christian Bale, fan na ako up to now. I really love his work.
Ano mga pinapanood mong pelikula lately?
Lately, sa series, I've been watching Queen's Gambit. It's about this chess player.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Napanood mo na yung Queen's Gambit?
Narinig ko pa lang po, hindi ko pa napanood. Pero,
panoorin mo. It's good, it's good.
Yung sikat after...
I'm on the 5th episode. You're done with it?
I think I have one more episode to watch.
Okay.
And I also enjoyed... Have you seen Peaky Blinders?
No.
It's a good, grabe production value and period.
It's on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
There's another good series sa HBO Go. It's called, ewan ko kung luma na to, Succession.
I haven't seen it.
Succession. Yeah.
Paano yung A Love to Last?
Ay, naku. One of my favorites.
Up to now, a lot of people
Trending pa rin siya.
Nagkadilig, si Tondeng.
It's surprising kasi even now, ang daming nagme-message and telling me that ngayon lang nila napanood and that they really enjoy it. And nakakatuwa.
Wow, salamat sa lechon.
Thank you for the lechon. O, si mo? Minention mo lang yung I Love to Last. Ang dami ditong fans ng Bea Ian, ng Tonde.
Ayan, nag-aantay ng part 2.
Ang nag-aantay ng part 2 o the best series daw para sa kanila yung I Love to Last. Ayan. Nanonood yata dito si Direk Ruel Bayani.
Hi, Direk Ruel.
Meron daw, mga abangers na sila sa
Hi,
book 2. Super ganda. Alam mo, nakaka-amaze ang sobrang dami mong ginagawa. Parang hindi ka na yata natutulog. Meron ka pa time for that?
Actually, half of my life I'm asleep. I sleep like a growing boy.
Gusto ko tanong, sa dami ng achievements mo, dami bang awards as an actor, how would you like to be remembered?
How do I want to be remembered?
Yeah, ano bang gusto mong, kunyari sa mga anak mo, would you like your children to remember you? And then yung mga ibang tao, pinag-usapan si Mr. Ian Villarasio.
To be remembered as a good father and a person of integrity.
That's good.
I think that's the primary role that I'd like to project.
Yeah. What are your guilty pleasures, Ian?
Sweets, of course, and adrenaline rush, of course. I should be guilty about it, especially. I mean, it's acceptable to do dangerous stuff when you're in your 20s, but when you're in your mid 40s, it's a bit borderline careless. Yun yung mga ganun lang.
Are you going to, do you think, I don't know, di ba madaming nagsasabi that when you reach your 40s o malapit ka na sa 50s, parang a person goes through midlife. Robert, na-experience mo ba yun, a midlife crisis?
So po, yun po yung dahilan ba't ako lumipat sa ABS-CBN.
Okay.
Kasi sabi nila, gagawa ka daw ng bagong bagay o bibili ka ng sports car. Wala man ako pabili ng sports car. Sa bagong bagay. So, Ian, hindi mo pa nararamdaman, lumipat na ako, hindi mo pa nararamdaman ng midlife crisis? Sa bagay, wala ka pa, 40-something ka pa lang.
No, actually, yung joke ko sa wife ko kasi there was a time I bought a car and then it was color blue. Sabi niya, bakit blue? Sabi ko, it's called Midlife Crisis Blue.
Oh, di ba? May ang ganda nun, Ang gandang title ng series yan, Midnight Crisis Blue. Maganda yun. Oh. Pero hindi ka, you're not an emotional kind of a person. Hindi ka mahugot, maangst. I mean, you're just happy and you just go with the flow.
No, but I'm very, very much, I'm very easily affected by emotions. I'm very sentimental and lalo pag merong sobrang, hindi ako magaling dealing with emotional stress, I think. So
you ran away from it or anong ginagawa? How do you handle then emotional stress?
I don't know. Some people kasi I've observed that some people are not bothered at all, and some are a little bothered. But me, I'm really bothered. For example, pag mainit ang ulo ni Tita Malu, I'm really bothered. I'm really stressed. The whole day, I'm so stressed.
Do you openly show your...
naman! Kung hindi stress si Ian.
Joke lang, Tita Malu.
Ian, open ka ba sa feelings mo? Do you openly display your emotions or kinikimkim mo?
Well, as an actor, obviously, I have to open up and that's part of being an actor, that you have to maintain a certain degree of vulnerability.
Oh, okay.
Ayaw mong maging manhid sa emotion. You want to be always aware, how do I feel? I mean, there's actually an exercise like that. Before doing a scene, how do I feel about this chair? How do I feel about the aircon? How do I feel about my director? And so on and so forth. And it makes you in touch with your emotional state, because that's your reference point to get to another emotional state. You have to know where you are first. Di ba, Ma'am Charo? Parang mapa, you have to know where you are first before you get to your destination. So we use that as actors, Tito Robert. And then, so yun, kaya lang, there are, most of the time in everyday life, I feel like I have to hide that. Because it's not practical to always communicate how you feel. And it's always not practical to say your mind, especially if you're with people na hindi ka naman ganun ka close, or baka may masabi ka might be taken out of context. And so, yeah, I have to hold back most of the time.
You choose your battles, di ba? Hindi lahat papatulan.
That's correct.
Sa isang kamay, para kang bata sa attitude mo sa buhay. Sa kabilang kamay, para kang matandang may wisdom. Tuwa ka naman. Now, gusto ko malaman, na-establish natin, Ian, na magaling ka sa maraming bagay. Gusto kong matanong, saan ka ba hindi magaling? Ano bang insecurities mo? Bukod sa, hindi ka nagsasayaw, sabi mo kanina.
Bukod sa pagsayaw, ano bang, I really, you know, I'm not sure, maybe a lot of people wouldn't agree with this, but I'm not a believer of talent masyado. I believe in hard work, I believe in tiyaga, in practice. I believe in mastery of theory, mastery of practice. And sometimes I think people use talent as an excuse. For example, they see someone play the guitar well, and they say, kaya hindi ko nagagawa yan kasi wala akong talent. Buti siya, may talent siya. Parang gusto ko sabihin lagi na no, he spent more than 10,000 hours with his guitar. And wala naman tayong pinanganak na may kasamang gitara. It's not natural to anyone. Pero parang it discounts the hard work of the person. For example, if you see a good golfer like Tiger Woods, sabihin ng iba, hindi, talented lang. No, he's worked hard for it. And yun nga, naniniwala ako sa tamang theory at tama yung pinapractice mo. And anyone can be good at anything, whether it's science or the arts. And may mga tao siguro na naturally inclined or encourage sila sa bahay nila to be creative, for example. May advantage yun. Pero kung hindi ka encouraged sa bahay mo, for example, to be creative, you can find ways. And if you find a good mentor and you find you can be as creative as anyone. And yun nga, in other aspects also. So I think anyone can be good at anything.
Kung hindi ka nag-artista, palagay mo, anong trabaho ang pinasok?
Kung hindi ako artista, definitely I'd be an airline pilot.
Naku, ang dami namang magkaka-crush sa'yo. Mani ni uniform. Yan.
Right now, you're a licensed private pilot, di ba?
Yes, actually, nung napanood ko dati kasi yung Tom Cruise sa Top Gun, sabi ko,
Yeah.
wow, that's so cool. And then I would yun nga, nag-enroll ako ng private pilot license and I would fly. Tapos, I make sure na pag nadalaw ako ng ligaw, pag may nililigawan ako, I'd make sure it's after the flight. So darating ako sa kanya na naka-uniform with my barb and my wings and with my Ray-Ban na mukhang feeling Tom Cruise, di ba? So, yun.
Sabi ko na sa'yo, Robert, di ba? The uniform, may tindig, may height pa, may looks.
Naghahanap ako ng uniform dyan. Ginawa ko na lahat.
Mahirap ba maging piloto? I mean, of course, di ba, every job is unique, but mahirap ba maging piloto?
Well, the requirements, aside from you have to have good eyesight and good coordination, pero hindi naman, yun nga, it just takes flying hours, it takes practice with the simulator, good instructor, and it's achievable for anyone.
You mentioned earlier, Ian, na gustong-gusto mo rin na bumabiyahe. What is your favorite city in the world?
You know, I really like Reykjavik in Iceland.
Ay, hindi ko pa narating yan.
Ay, ang ganda.
What's beautiful about it?
Well, yung mga tao, napansin ko, wala, parang they're just happy to be alive. They're happy just to survive.